$10 donations.
There's no way you think this is real. There is literally no way. This is the most obvious baiting ever.
So originally this was going to be a This Week in Clown World, just to kind of get back to it because it's been a while, but then I saw Pokimane was losing it over It'sAGundam simp video about her simps, and then I watched the Quarterings video on it where apparently Pokimane tweeted, "I will not let people take advantage of me or my name anymore, intentionally or unintentionally, I don't care." So I thought, you know what? Fuck her. I'm going to put her face in the thumbnail, I'm going to put her name in the video, she's going to get ad tags, descriptions, all that. Just because, fuck her. I'm going to have a link to the full video online because I couldn't find it on her stream. I don't know if she took it down or not, but I will have a link so you guys can go and watch it, along with a link to It'sAGundam simp video.
I'm Pokimane, okay? I've lived my life for 7 years as a streamer. I know the types of people that like send a lot of money. They never post stuff like this.
Well, just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean the rest of us haven't seen it. What you're doing is trying to use your anecdotal evidence that may or may not even be true and use that as a way of saying that this is impossible.
There's no way you think this is real. There is literally no way. This is the most obvious baiting ever.
Again, saying that there's no way doesn't mean it isn't real and that it's not possible. But later on, you want to talk about doing research. All you do is check out just the one profile. But research is something that I tend to kind of like to do here as well. So what I did is I used the advanced Twitter search. That way I could see every time that he mentioned your name. And yes, it could still be a troll. But I mean, this guy has been trying to get your attention a lot. So I'm not so sure that that's true. Also check the guy that he was replying to, and he also seems to be a big fan of yours. Both of them even adding LOL to the last part of their name, which seems to be inspired by you. You just outright dismiss the stuff as not true just because you didn't want it to be. And let's say that these are fake accounts. That doesn't mean that this stuff isn't possible ever and that nobody has ever done this.
Guys, is it just me? Is this not obviously a joke to you guys? Haha, Poke Squad, bro. What? And I remember seeing this tweet and being like, dude, I know these people ain't sending 1K. Ain't nobody sending 1K. It's not a fucking thing, dude.
Well, first I could tell you that's a lie just from past experiences and watching people like this. Hell, I have a friend, she's not even a Twitch thought. She just streams on Twitch, playing video games, no webcam, none of that bullshit. And she still has this dude who comes in and has spent hundreds of dollars on her every night. And I don't mean like hundreds over time. I mean, every night it's hundreds of dollars. The next night, another hundreds of dollars. But you, even at the end of this video, admits that that's bullshit.
Any top streamer has gotten large donations like that. Loser, you believed what I said. But then people, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It is insanely hard to take this person seriously that is like dressed up as a VR person, not showing their faces. Which, you know what? That's his choice. But you're also falling for this very obvious bait?
What does him dressing up as a VR person not showing his face have to do with any of this? This sounds like just an attack on a credibility, which you're not doing very well because nobody's credibility just disappears because their face isn't on screen. But what would you expect from somebody whose only living is based off of their face?
Think about the state of mind you have to be in, where basically you're married, and instead of paying for a vacation that would probably get your wife off your ass, you gave it to Pokimane.
Think about the situation that you would have to be in, where you would see this random tweet and actually believe it, and not even bother checking the person's Twitter to see if they're legit. Because I promise you, they're not.
So how can you promise us that they're not legit and get on to Gundam about not checking their Twitter when you never checked their Twitter? I went and checked their Twitter. They seem a little bit legit to me. There is only one person that she pulls up and checks their Twitter. And what I'm assuming happened is that she checked this stuff beforehand, so she knew exactly which tweet to look up to find out that that tweet was fake, because she never checks any of the other ones.
My dude. Here we have this gentleman right here. This guy is totally alpha. He is hot to trot. He's buff, and he knows he's got the stuff. Anyway, now.
And for trying to make fun of the way someone looks.
Now, she brings up here, and she'll bring up later on, that Gundam is attacking this guy for his looks, and you can say that that's not okay, but the thing is, he's not doing it to make a point. He's not resorting to ad hominems for a point. He's just making jokes because this is a very comedic channel. But if you've ever watched Gundam stuff, you know he dogs on himself for his own looks all the time, always calling himself ugly.
Guys, let me disprove this entire video. I'm only not even a quarter in. Let me disprove the whole thing with a literal 3-second Twitter search.
So this is where we find out that Pokimane is either really stupid or really disingenuous. So what she does is she pulls up this account. Before she even knows that it's actually fake, she says, they have memes, they're a shit poster. Having memes does not mean everything that you post has to be fake. Now, this person did admit that it was a joke, but she does not see that until after she declares that it's fake. On top of this, she says that It'sAGundam is the one who purposely went and blocked out the names so nobody could search the tweet, despite the fact that you can search tweets by what's in the tweet like she did, so that's straight up bullshit. And the fact that every other tweet has been in dark theme and this one is in the light theme, showing that this one actually came from somebody else. Anybody with a brain would be able to tell that this was something that was sent to him or that he saw as a photo and took a screenshot of, and that this isn't from his actual Twitter if everything else that he has posted has been dark themed. And she uses this one tweet that she decided to search up out of all the tweets, this one, and then use this to discredit all the other tweets that she was even saying was fake before she searched for this one. But for some reason didn't bother looking up any of the other tweets. This was the one that caught her eye. Why? Is it because it's blacked out? The others weren't blacked out. Couldn't they have gone and searched those? That's another thing about her being disingenuous, saying that Gundam blocked this one out. Why didn't he block out the other ones then, if it's to hide that they're all fake?
Why are you blanking the name out when people could definitely just look up the tweet? Here it is, guys. Here it is. And let's check out the person's Twitter. Is this person who they try to act, who they're trying to act as if they are? Clearly not. They're just a memer on the internet. This shrimp will make you limp 100. Me, my sleep paralysis demons at 3 a.m. They're just a shit poster. I can't believe this person took a shit poster seriously for 20 minutes just to shit on someone that doesn't exist.
So again, she hasn't actually found if he's a shitposter or not. He has some memes on his thing like all of us do. We all have memes on our Twitter. But she uses that as saying that he's a shitposter and fake, even though she hasn't found where he said that it was a joke and that it was fake. And then she does this like tiny bit of gaslighting. It's not, you know, something like really serious. It's just her being stupid. But she ends up saying that the whole 20-minute video is about this one guy in this tweet. But this was just a very small part. This is only a couple minutes in a 20-minute video. She then rants on this for much longer than what this photo has actually been in Gundam's video, and says that he's the one running out of content. But she like keeps going on this for a long ass time. This is coming from a woman who's half her content, and I don't mean like 50%. I mean the first half is like her doing stupid shit in real life, and then the second half of the same video is her playing video games because she can't make either one of them last long enough. That's being desperate for content.
To just troll. Wait! Oh my god! This guy is... Wait, this is actually really disingenuous. I think the main reason he's blocking out the person's name is because in the very tweet, he says it's a joke.
He then sits there for a little while and just stares at the screen because, again, she's desperate for content. But at the time that Gundam was probably making this video and grabbed the tweets, that tweet may not have been out yet. She tries to use the timestamp from when his video was made and the timestamp of when the joke came out. That doesn't actually necessarily mean anything because I know how long these types of videos can take to make, especially for somebody who has production value like Gundam does. his videos, you know, he has to go find all the tweets, search through his emails, see what people are sending him. Then he's got to actually edit together, get the music, do all the audio adjustments. His stuff takes a long time. But she says that he's being disingenuous for blocking out the name. And here she goes trying to slander Gundam, saying that he's the one who blocked it out when clearly it was a screenshot. So he got it from somebody else. Somebody sent this to him, and you could tell just by simply the dark versus the light theme of all these tweets. Gundam has fans that email him and send him stuff all the time over Twitter and his email. He isn't, you know, you can even tell because some of them are blocked out, some of them aren't. And like she says that you can search Twitter for the actual tweet without the name of the person who sent it. So blocking it out does nothing. Why would Gundam do it just to hide that it's fake? It's stupid.
It's very clear that like his whole branding is Twitch thoughts, Twitch this, Twitch that, simps this, alinity that.
And what's your argument there? What does that have to do with anything? And really, it's not branding. It's just him forthright saying what he's talking about. If he's talking about simps or Twitch thoughts, he's going to tell you that he is talking about a simp or a Twitch thought. It's not branding.
In situations like this, I don't want to keep letting false things run rampant because most people will not go through the effort of looking up the tweet like I did. And so I have a voice and I want to utilize it to stand up for what I think is right.
You know what? That's a good stance to take. I actually did something like that with my old channel, which is what inspired me to create this channel. Keemstar came out, called this Twitch woman a crazy feminist. It turns out the video was fake. So I get where you're coming from. Only difference is I did the research and you looked up one person, said it's fake after saying others are fake and used that as a reason to declare everything else is fake. That's not standing up for what's true. That's just you denying anything that you don't like. On top of that, you're slandering It'sAGundam, saying that he blocked out the name so people couldn't look it up because he knew it was fake. You have no clue about this. You didn't even ask Gundam about this yourself. That's not how you stand up for what's true. And you know you're full of bullshit when you say that. Anybody with a brain could tell that that wasn't Gundam's tweet and that he didn't block it out simply by the theme of the background alone. I even went to his Twitter, clicked on media, and found anything that I could find with him screenshotting his Twitter, and you can see his Twitter is in dark mode. For somebody who wants to talk about how other people won't research anything, you don't do any yourself.
Ooh, it disgusts me so much to know that he intentionally hid the name so people couldn't see. Oh.
And here's where you can tell that she's full of it, because she keeps trying to drill home the point that Gundam blocked it out so nobody could find it. But everybody knows on Twitter that you can search for the tweet. The easiest way to find a tweet that you were looking for is to look for the tweet, not look at who made it, because people tweet so much, it's so hard to find that exact tweet. Just type in the tweet itself and it instantly pops up. So blocking out somebody's name on Twitter doesn't mean jack shit, and she knows this, but she still keeps trying to drill it home just so she can like go to her fans and be like, look how bad he is, he's mean, he did this, oh, he's, you know, arguing with bad intentions and blah blah blah, when she knows that's bullshit. Everybody knows that's bullshit because Twitter doesn't work that way.
God damn, I envy her. Like literally Pokimane can just do this, and 7.3 million people watch it on TikTok. I spent...
Really? Bruh. It's funny though, because you can hear that the hint of envy is also a hint of jealousy.
She uses this as like a gotcha moment, but anybody knows to have envy, you have to have jealousy and or hatred towards a person for it to be envy. So how is this a gotcha moment? He said that he was envious. She then goes on to shit talk about how people are anonymous, if that meant anything, which it really doesn't. And then she brings up more tweets that have the name censored, but in a completely different way, although obviously she doesn't catch that and notice the fact that these things are sent to Gundam, that he doesn't go out and handpick every single tweet. But that was kind of it for this part of the video, but there was a part going viral before where she was trying to attack his sponsor, Ridge Wallet, and I wanted to comment on that part before I go.
Anyone would sponsor these shenanigans. Like, what? And I will say, for this company To sponsor a video that's literally 20 minutes of talking shit about me? You will never see. Dude, your website's so ass it won't even load. But if you ever reach out to me, if I ever see you in my inbox, on site. On fucking site. Like, no company should do that just about ever. Oh, is this a video where some random dude behind a VR machine calls a girl a thought for 20 minutes? Really want to put my logo on that one. Ha ha.
So a couple of things. She talks about how he's calling her a thought for 20 minutes. No, this video was about your simps. He was calling people simps for 20 minutes. And also, yes, you are a thought. Yes, they are the simps. And then she gets on about how they're sponsoring this type. And she says, I don't think that there is almost ever a time that that's okay. So apparently there are some times when she thinks that it's okay to sponsor a video dogging on somebody, but when it's against her, it's not. But I bet if she dogged on somebody else, she would love for it to be sponsored. Then she talks about if they ever came and tried to sponsor her. Ridge Wallet has been sponsoring people for years now, and they've never came to you. They don't want to sponsor you. You think they give a shit what the hell you have to say? The reason why they sponsor people like It'sAGundam is because he sells these products. They move when he, tells them, hey, I have a deal with Ridge Wallet, go and buy it. People go and buy it. And they sponsor him a lot. So I'm imagining he moves a lot of product for them. And he likes their product, so he has no problem sponsoring them. Why would they care what you had to say? They were never interested in sponsoring you to begin with. And then you start going on site, like some kind of threat, like you kill them on site. Nobody gives a shit. Then she tries to go after them for their website because of her own shitty internet. It opened perfectly fine for me. I mean, my internet is only averaging, 110 megabits per second. I would imagine with all your simp money, because you know how you like to keep mentioning in this video, you do it like 4 or 5 times that you've been streaming for 7 years. I would imagine you could afford better internet than me. But what I know, I'm only an actual gamer and an actual content maker. So that's it, guys. Do you think that this was even a meltdown? Do you think it was a Karen level meltdown like I'm going to put in the title? Do you think Poki is just really stupid or being very disingenuous with what she's doing here? And do you guys like It'sAGundam? He's one of my favorite creators for this type of content. And again, thank you for returning subscribers and viewers for coming back. I love the loyalty. If you're new, I hope you enjoyed this and you take the time to subscribe. And I hope all you guys end up coming back for whenever the next one is.